Explosive Bundesliga action. Bayern Munich rocked by red cards and a draw, Dortmund closing in. We've got the full breakdown of that dramatic 1-1 draw between Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, where two red cards completely changed the game, and how it's letting Borussia Dortmund gain ground in the title race. Then, we're asking the tough questions about Liverpool's record signing, Florian Wirtz. A former pro is calling him out, suggesting it might be time for the club to consider selling the star midfielder. We'll get into why he's falling short of expectations and what it means for his future at Anfield. But the drama doesn't stop there. The referee's performance in the Bayern Leverkusen clash has sparked massive outrage, with Bayern's president himself speaking out. We're breaking down the controversial calls that have the club seeing red and demanding answers. And finally, could a fan favorite be making a comeback? Bayer Leverkusen's CEO hinted at a potential return for Borussia Dortmund's Julian Brandt, but the sporting director has just delivered his verdict. We've got the exclusive details. Stay tuned and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single second.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Bayern Munich's grip on the Bundesliga title race just got a lot tighter. In a shocking turn of events, Bayern Munich battled to a hard-fought 1-1 draw at Bayer Leverkusen. But the real story was the two red cards that left them playing with 9 men. This dramatic result hands Borussia Dortmund a golden opportunity, slashing the gap at the top of the table to just 9 points and igniting the title chase. Luis Diaz put Bayern on level terms after a Lakes Garcia had initially put Leverkusen ahead. But the celebrations were short-lived as Diaz himself saw red in the 84th minute for a second yellow, following Nicolas Jackson's earlier dismissal in the 42nd minute. The match was a physical battle, with Bayern struggling to maintain their composure under pressure. The fallout from this match is already being felt, with fans and pundits debating the referee's decisions and Bayern's ability to hold onto their lead. Can Dortmund capitalize on this slip-up? This incredible twist has the league on the edge of its seat. Don't go anywhere, because the fallout from these refereeing decisions is even more explosive. And we'll tell you if Liverpool's star signing is living up to his massive price tag, or if it's time for him to go. Is Liverpool's record signing, Florian Wirtz, a flop? The German international, brought in for a staggering €125 million, is facing intense scrutiny, with former pro Craig Burley even suggesting the club should consider selling him. Burley didn't hold back, calling Wirtz an absolute lightweight in the current Liverpool setup and questioning his lack of conviction in the final third. Wirtz's move from Bayer Leverkusen to Anfield was met with huge expectations, but he struggled to consistently replicate his Bundesliga heroics. After a slow start, where he took weeks to score his first goal, his performances, particularly in the Champions League defeat to Galatasaray, have come under fire. Burley pointedly asked where Wirtz's signature dazzling runs and clinical finishes were. Compounding the issue is Wirtz's role in Arne Slot's system. While initially playing in his favored attacking midfield role, his form didn't justify it, leading Slot to break up the established title-winning midfield. Now deployed on the left wing, Burley believes this isn't a long-term solution and that if Wirtz can't succeed as a number 10, Liverpool must cut their losses. Despite the criticism, Liverpool's management has remained patient, with Wirtz's contract running until 2030, but the pressure is mounting. But the controversy doesn't end with player performance. It's spilling over into refereeing nightmares. And we'll hear directly from Bayern's president about a referee's bad day that has the club furious. The whistle blew on a controversial draw, but the real match seems to be between Bayern Munich and the referees. Following their dramatic 1-1 tie against Bayer Leverkusen, which saw 2 red cards, Bayern's president Herbert Hainer has launched a scathing attack on the officiating. The decisions, particularly a disallowed Harry Kane goal and the late red card for Luis Diaz, have left the club fuming. Hainer, usually a reserved figure, broke his silence, calling it a bad day for the referee and summing up his displeasure with a local saying, "Sentence with X, that was probably nothing." The situation is made even more galling by the fact that the referee himself reportedly admitted after the game that he might not have issued the yellow card to Diaz had he seen the TV replays, a concession Hainer noted, while emphasizing it couldn't change the game's outcome. The disallowed goal for Kane in the 61st minute, ruled out for a handball after touching his elbow, was deemed a tricky gray area by DFB head referee Nutkircher. But the late red card for Diaz after minimal contact with the Leverkusen keeper Janis Blaswich proved to be the final straw. While some experts found the decisions understandable, FC Bayern is left with deep frustration and questions about the officiating's impact on the title race. This referee drama is intense, but what about player futures? We'll reveal if a former Leverkusen star is really on his way back to the Bay Arena. Could a familiar face be returning to Bayer Leverkusen? While CEO Fernando Caro expressed openness to a potential reunion with Borussia Dortmund midfielder Julian Brandt, Sporting managing director Simon Rolfs has shut down the rumors. Brandt, whose contract with Dortmund expires this summer, will not be making a comeback to the Bay Arena, according to Rolfs. Rolfs stated that Leverkusen has a promising young player in Ibo Maza who is expected to develop significantly, making Brandt unnecessary for their future plans. He acknowledged Brandt's departure 7 years ago, where the midfielder felt he couldn't win titles at Leverkusen at the time, leading him to join Dortmund. During his 5-year tenure with Leverkusen, Brandt made 215 appearances, scoring 42 goals and assisting 52. The decision to rule out Brandt's return signals Leverkusen's focus on developing current talent and looking ahead, rather than requiring past players. This definitive statement ends speculation about a potential emotional homecoming for the midfielder. And that's just a taste of the drama. We'll recap all the top stories and tell you how to stay locked in with us. What a show! Bayern Munich fought hard but drew 1-1 with Bayer Leverkusen after 2 red cards, handing Dortmund a golden chance in the title race. Meanwhile, Liverpool's star Florian Wirtz is facing harsh criticism and talk of a potential sale. The referee controversy from the Bayern match has Bayern's president fuming, and finally, Bayer Leverkusen has ruled out a return for Julian Brandt. Don't miss any of the action. Like this video, subscribe to news for all your breaking sports updates, hit that notification bell so you're always in the know, and drop a comment telling us your thoughts on today's biggest stories. Follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content.